all suicide survivors think the same by Jubilee. This was 6 years ago. A bunch of shit about Jubilee began to see. This is one of the ones in Jubilee. This should have more views, I'd like to think. This is a sensitive topic. Trigger warning. Okay, we go, you know what I'm saying? We try, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to get to it. I don't even really need people's backstory or nothing.
It's not,
Respectfully.
it's not a trend. It's an actual issue.
Oh, wait, hold on. They already picked? Okay. Hold on. Wait. Follow.
The media accurately portrays mental health and suicide.
The media accurately portrays mental health and suicide. I would have to be right at the middle. I feel like, especially this big 6 years ago, I could definitely understand this. Is their thought thinking gonna be different 6 years ago. A lot of time has happened. A lot of things have happened. But in today's age, I think there's just so many forms of what we call media, and even in big major things and all that, mental health has really come a long way and it's grown a long way and been pushed a lot better. I think the only thing that isn't accurately portrayed sometimes is the ways in which people can deal with it, and in all the ways that it pops up in little ways.
Accurately portrays mental health and suicide. 3, 2, 1, go.
And in my personal opinion, I think most women are gonna disagree because women are even more emotional when if a woman is suicidal, like I would say that women are have way more suicidal thoughts than men, but men just go through with it. But women have more thoughts about it. Men, just when we get to that what feels like, breaking point, um, we go through with it. Women will feel like they're hitting breaking point after breaking point after breaking point a lot of times.
I don't think it does all the time, especially because there's so many things that can happen with any sort of mental illness, which makes it then a problem when you're trying to explain it to someone because they think, oh, like in 13 Reasons Why, and it's not always like.
You see what I'm saying? Like a woman, that I just think that's legitimately like a more of a womanish answer. Like I don't think a man would, if he was talking about this, willing to. Which like it seems like there's only one man brave enough to be up here representing men for this conversation, which is crazy, but shows why. We're not gonna get into all that, but bringing up 13 Reasons Why, like that's not how I would think of like how media portrays mental health and
That.
suicide.
Sometimes they romanticize suicide and depression. And
What? When? Like the music. That's the only thing I can think of. Like Rod Wave being depressed and essentially suicidal is like romanticized and adored. Is the only way I can see it being using those words. But like in what other way?
in media, and it's kind of like a weird balancing act because there's some mental illnesses that are like seen as trendy or attractive.
And you know why this is also important? Actually, I'm gonna stop cutting it off right here and let them go for a little bit. Men and women are going to have completely different ideas of how the media portrays things because the algorithm is literally designed to show us completely two different things. It's to cater to natural our natural instincts or whatever, or behaviors or whatever, however, hormonal thoughts.
Like anxiety or depression.
And like especially with Twitter and stuff like
Yeah.
that, everybody's like talking about it, everybody's retweeting about it. It's not a trend. It's an actual issue that people live with every single day. The media doesn't portray like people like myself. I'm a black lesbian woman and I've dealt with depression for a very long time. I've had suicidal thoughts. I've attempted it. So for me to not have that representation, it's kind of hard for me to relate to it.
Well, I think that the media, it doesn't portray it correctly, but I also think that they're on the way up. It's not good now, but it's getting better, I think.
Also, real quick, it's like, lady, getting caught up on the fact that there's not a black lesbian depression video out there is like that's very like I'm not saying your feelings don't matter, but it's like when it comes to depression, it's all on different levels and stages that you can learn, gain from whoever's going through it.
Understands why I wanted to end my life. 3, 2, 1.
The question was, sorry.
My family understands why I wanted to end my life.
Mm,
3, 2, 1.
a bunch of them are going to disagree. For sure.
The first time I attempted was in middle school, and that was kind of understandable for my mom and my sister, because at that time we were going through a really nasty divorce. So when that happened in middle school, they kind of understood that that's what led to it. And then 2 years ago, I was drugged and assaulted. And that morning after I'd been found, it was such a traumatic experience that my mom walked out and I was just leaning over the balcony. And I remember breaking down crying because of the fact that I thought I was gonna throw myself off.
Oh, come here. Please come here.
Beautiful.
So-
Goosebump worthy.
I think I was fortunate enough to have a family that was very understanding of everything I was going through.
I feel like my
That's
family
great.
didn't really understand. A lot of people still don't know like what's happened in my past. I was assaulted and attempted,
You know, it's so crazy that a girl like
and I was roommates with my best friend.
so
she
you
didn't-
right here. Some people would really think, why are you depressed? You're like cute and petite.
Even know.
That's what's so
No
cool
one knew.
about people.
So
who
I was
are
handling it all internally, and now that
remotely
they kind of
attracted
know more or
being
less, like
depressed.
I just wish they would have talked to me. They would have asked questions, because I was in college just all alone, dealing with it by myself, and no one knew.
In my family, my parents are both immigrants. My mom was a refugee, so everyone in my family struggled with severe mental health and PTSD, and we just never spoke about it. I think the focus was make sure you assimilate, make sure you, get a good job, make sure you're surviving, make sure people see you as, an American.
My family had a really hard time even understanding that I was struggling with mental health because they thought I was doing so well in school and I have all these friends, I'm hanging out with them all the time. How could you have depression?
I mean, I just don't talk about it with my family. I mean, when I told my sisters that I was coming on here, they're like, oh, what's it about? I was like, oh, it's called Suicide Survivors. And they're like, wait, did you? I was like,
Do you see the crap, bro? Oh my god, I don't want to get like really emotional about this. Because as a person with like literally a big heart, I will always say that my heart is big. I'm not like what. I don't care what anybody think that. I don't even know why I'm emphasizing. I got a big heart, and because of that, when someone is going through something that I care about, I can like always feel it. I always know. Hey man, you a little quiet more than usual. Hey girl, like you sound a little. You know what I'm saying? Some people are good at hiding it, but are they really? You know what I'm saying? You got that brother that every time y'all drink, maybe he doesn't drink a lot, but every time y'all do, he has to take it there. He never just has a cool sip. Nigga gotta get drunk every time. Verge of throwing up or throwing up every time. And you think he does that just because whoopee fun? You disgust me. You don't care enough. Or you never cared. You don't give a fuck. People don't give a fuck like they swear they do. I'm not saying you have to give your all into making sure people aren't depressed, but nigga, you don't say you love people out here when you can't pick up signs. Like we weren't, like a bunch of us weren't kids with each other. We remember when we wasn't smoking and drinking all the time, and we just were able to have fun. Something happened in between there.
I didn't actually want to die. Three, two, one.
This will be like a whoa, whoa, you know?
Every time I go through a depressive stage, I just want
I will make this argument that a ton of people who commit suicide didn't really want to die. They wanted the pain to stop. They wanted just to feel better. You know what I'm saying? That's why before anybody does it, it's hard to get to that point, or you think about it over and over, or you get very close to doing it, you know, or you do it and it doesn't work. And it's the feeling of just wanting the pain to stop. I don't think it's actually wanting to be gone forever when taking your flame completely out. I think just the want to not be feeling so deeply in emotional pain. You're like keep feeling all this pain or dying right now. And that's how they're looking at it. That's what I think is more the case.
someone to
But
hold me
in that
back.
moment, of course,
And
you feel
that's
like
why
I really want
I
to
don't think I
die.
actually want to die. It's more like I want to live, but it's really hard to do that.
Every moment that passed by, I was like more and more ready to like meet my maker. I saw it as like the easiest way out. Go somewhere where no one can find me and then I'll be all right. I don't know how I was found, you know, like somehow, some way my friend like had a gut feeling and then all of a sudden like cops were like knocking on my window in my car.
It's just crazy because it's just like, you know, I don't know where this guy is, but I hope you found your way out that darkness, fam, because you think it's some way, somehow, but life is full of miracles for a reason. What was the reason for yours? Probably for this, for you to go on here and say this, and 4.5 million people watch it, and then what niggas like Cervante get on here and react to it, and that's beautiful. Like for real, you know what I'm saying? Every suicide survivor, like bro, like congratulations. Like for real, congratulations. I'm happy that it did work. And I just hope that the pain that you were feeling may not have subsided, but it is a lot better. That you're coping with it a lot better. You're a lot more happy.
I went above and beyond when I was trying to attempt. Me and my sister, she was begging me to go to the doctor to tell someone, and I was very insistent, like, I don't want to. So in those moments, yeah, definitely, I did want to die, but it was only because I didn't know any other solution.
I definitely wanted to end it all at the moment that I was at. I was ready to end it, and I made sure that I was in a place where nobody could find me. Thinking back to when I was sitting in that creek and everything that was going on, I'm really happy that I got up and walked away. I had kind of an epiphany when I was down there and going in and out of consciousness that my life is valuable.
Suicide is selfish. Three, two, one.
Agreed. I say I agree because there's people you love, whether they're not paying attention enough or not. You know you love them, and you know they love you. And if you were to to take yourself off of Earth, they would be hurt due to what you want more. Especially because for some people who have came to having suicidal thoughts, it stems from sometimes the loss of another person. So think about that. Someone was willing, you are in a position where you feel like you can't handle it anymore and you want to be off of this earth because someone you care about is no longer here. And you're going to choose to make that decision and leave people who feel the way you felt about that person passing is how they feel about you if you were to. And you gonna do that. You selfish.
I think it is pretty selfish.
You are selfish. And that's undeniable. You know what I'm saying? That's the only negative thing I would put on it. It is selfish. You are hurting, and that is not to be disrespected. That's not to be thought about. But there's other moments in life where we can be angry and our feelings are valid, but for us to react in violence or react in yelling or react in name calling is selfish because we want to boost our ego, so we'll hurt the next person. And by killing yourself, it is an ego thing. And I hate to say that because people probably take that so wrong, but it is.
Decision that you're making on your own. You're also not putting much consideration into your family members, your friends. And I think the effects of you killing yourself and leaving your friends and family behind could potentially lead to maybe one of them doing it. My mother, she was going through a divorce right around the time when I tried to kill myself. And she told me that she thought about it too, and that she wanted to, but she knew, like, when she saw me go through it, that she couldn't. Killing yourself could be...
Oh no, your girlfriend's dad doesn't like his gift. Maybe there's time to get a deal on something else. Wait. Hey, you might just make it to New Year's after all.
It is the 20th year of Women of Worth. 200 changemakers you are honoring. It's L'Oreal Paris. They say they want you to celebrate the women of worth.
Ain't that some crazy stuff? Like suicide was not getting like that's what I will say.
Meet the Reputation 2, our premium all-season tire built for comfort and long-lasting.
You know, there's millions of people without the health insurance they need. You deserve something better and better. Plans?
Selfish because of the other people that would be affected.
See, I get where you're coming from, but I also, for me, the first time I attempted, in my mind, that was going to be the option that would make things easier for my family. And even the...
Which is selfish. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna let her speak, but that what she just said was selfish. Like she thought for her family.
The second time, for me, it was what was going to make things easier because, in my mind, my family didn't want somebody that had just been drugged and assaulted. Like, that's a huge burden to be carrying. And so I didn't want to place that burden that I was going to have to go through and the financial burden of that on my family.
But I mean, look at all of us. I mean, we all thought that was our option. We thought that that was the way to go. And afterwards, we saw the benefits of actually surviving and not having to be dead.
And that's why I moved, is because I agree with everything that you said. And then I also agree with you about the family situation and about how thinking about your family and thinking about the people that love you. I recently just got reconnected with my biological father. If I would have ended my life at 16, that would have never happened. He would have found me and he would have got the horrible news like, oh yeah, your daughter committed suicide at 16. So that aspect of it does make me feel like, yes, that is selfish because there are still people who I don't even know who love me.
I agree with you saying that suicide can be selfish because it's such a huge trauma to a lot of people, but for people going through that actual
What she said right there is, I think, a very powerful thing about a bunch of people who are willing to kill themselves is that they don't realize that there's people who love them so much and don't want them to do that. But it's a specific person or people they want to feel love from to not be feeling the way they do. It's crazy. not realizing that that love that they're seeking from just the people they wanted to be so bad is coming from people right next to them or a person they would have had no clue. They just don't let them get in close.
Moment, what I felt most frustrated about was, okay, people don't want me to die. People want me to live, but I don't know how I'm going to live because at that time, I didn't know if I could even start medical transition. And I know trans people in Korea are not even employed, so how am I even gonna get a job? I need some kind of support to continue living, but that was so hard to find.
I am a happy person.
Damn.
3,
I agree. I strongly agree. I'm happy. Sometimes do I be stressed? Motherfucker, yes, I do. I do. But am I not happy? Nigga, no, no, no. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm happy as fuck. Because, man, I woke up today. Something to do. I woke up today.
2, 1, go.
I think I once was like very unhappy and very dark on the inside, and I always portrayed being that friendly, outgoing person. Now I'm genuinely happy on the inside because I've worked so hard, equally as hard as I do on my physical fitness with my mental health. And being happy to me is feeling at one with yourself, which is sometimes just being alone, which is okay. And I feel like people make that like, oh, you're alone all the time, you're excluding yourself. No, it's not that. I'm taking that space for myself to get to be happy.
For me,
And to love yourself, okay? Bunch of y'all need to get along and just love yourself. Stop picking up the damn ticky-tacky, Instagrammy, whammy, YouTuberton, and get a little happy, man.
I feel like happiness is a lot of pressure. Like I don't want to measure myself on one emotion. I feel like there's a spectrum of different things you can feel. You can feel upset, you can feel happy, you can feel depressed. And for me, it's just, I don't need to be in a constant state of it. So I think when we talk about happiness, it gets confusing because I think generally we're just saying, are you okay? And to me, that's
Nah. Mm-mm. I feel like I'm gonna disagree with it because it's like when we say we okay, come on, man. We know when we saying we okay. Hey, how you feeling? Oh, I'm okay. That's when you're operating on this vibration. People who are operating on a higher vibration, I'm telling you, I'm good, man. I'm feeling good. I'm living. I got to wake up today. You know what I'm saying? When you're just hitting okay, there's a reason for that.
different.
It really saddens me that
You know, there's a reason
I am
for that.
standing here because I know it will disappoint a lot of people around me because they all want happiness for me. And sometimes I feel like I need to be happy because I need to fulfill those people's wishes. But it's not actually that. It's supposed to be for my own sake. And like it's also like every day I struggle with a lot of things like being trans, being a non-US citizen who is trying to immigrate here, having family issues. So.
And it's okay to not be okay. Like,
Yeah,
don't feel like you have to
and-
be forced to be happy. It's okay.
And that's the thing. Like, if you would ask me a month ago, I would have been standing over there with you. It's such
Yeah.
a wave, but like,
Man, I feel bad for a ton of Koreans and Japanese and, you know, those of like the paler Asian communities. Like the ones that, you know, emphasize smarts and honor and all that. Because it's so extreme for a lot of them. It really is. Like, do your research. It's so extreme. I'm talking about somewhere around the country, they got a forest where that's where niggas don't do. And think about it. In their culture, it's for real glamorized because we're talking about there's the samurai, death before dishonor. Before I even allow myself to feel dishonorable, I'd rather just take myself the hell out. That's crazy. That's crazy when you think about it. You know what I'm saying? Because fools would do that because they like were doing that so the enemy couldn't kill them because that was dishonorable. Which when we look like now that I'm older, like what? Nigga, that'd be like your ops running you down, you get caught up in the alley, you got 3 bullets left instead of trying to bang it out and work with what you got, you just off yourself because you don't want them to be able to say they did. Very
The
backwards
past week,
thinking.
it's been a good week for me, but I mean, a month ago, I would have been right over there.
Agreed.
I think in terms of
The thing is, it's just about what you choose to think. But at the same time, bro, time heals all wounds. So if you can just survive and keep pushing,
the statement, it gets better, there's kind of a little tagline that comes after it that's, but it does take time. You don't heal right away. Sometimes you're gonna be in that dark place and you have to write it out and you just have to find that willpower inside yourself. And it's very hard sometimes.
I feel like something that I was told a lot growing up was that it doesn't get better and that life gets worse and all those things. Like, it totally gets better. Everyone was wrong. Take those risks, like have faith in your own abilities, like push yourself as far as you can go. That's what I've been doing for the last 3 years, and it gets better.
I feel like for me, I'm in a position of privilege because it did get better for me. I had access to resources. I had health insurance so I could see a therapist. I have a job, so I have financial stability. I don't think that everyone gets that. I don't think that everyone is dealt the same hand.
I'm on the side of agreement here.
and the only reason why I'm gonna come at her and we gonna get out of this, because first of all, thank you to all of these people who came up here and had such a vulnerable conversation. But the reason why I've been against what she said and give it pushback is because no matter what you're going through, there's somebody going through what you would call worse, and they are 1,000 times happier. They just are. You know what I'm saying? There is little Portuguese boys in Brazil running around with just shorts on that were just jeans, but you ripped them, you cut them up because it's a hot ass summer in Brazil with people running around on mopeds and motorcycles and helmets and just switching people down, and they still have a lot more happiness in the way they're living day to day. No financial stability or nothing like that. Having to walk around and grab water, everybody trading food and all that. Ain't no wealth. And their dreams is just making it out with a damn ball or some shit. You know what I'm saying? And they're happier than you. Who, what? Because you don't have a job and you don't have all this financial stability. You're going to end up on the streets of America. Some of the best streets you could end up on. That's just crazy. That's why, like, it's crazy. Like, it literally can always be worse. And I'm not saying what I'm saying to degrade anything someone's going through, but it's just the truth. Being homeless in America is the best country to be homeless in. You homeless in a lot of other places, you just going for real starve, or you gonna have to rob individuals for real. Third world countries, you try to rob, you know what I'm saying? Hands get cut off, you get lashings, whippings, head chopped. So you just forced to struggle if nobody wants to help you. Out here, shoot, nigga, you caught up on the street, you wake up, you survive through the night. You know what I'm saying? You run up in that motherfucking Safeway. Keep it cool and calm, collected. Grab you a couple of steaks or something. Get out and you can go cook them in a microwave at another place. If you really want to do something like that. Go up into the deli of the Walmart you never go to. Ask them just for a bag of some chicken legs. Ooh, and walk right out. And you'll find a way to fed yourself, even if it resorts to that. That's what I'm saying. It's like, bro, out here, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I always say we probably got some of the best bums in the world. Like, literally everything in America is better. So no matter what you're going through, someone got it worse than you, but shit show. a shit show.
I think that time heals.
Like when you hear about like people like who will talk about how they grew up in, like Shannon Sharp, for example. Shannon Sharp will talk about how he grew up in like Savannah, Georgia, the rural part of that or whatever, and they had to poop in buckets and da 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 da. There's still niggas in Africa just pooping in. Nigga, make sure you walk hella far. As type poop. Maybe they put it into something now, you know what I'm saying? But like, yeah, they got still tribes that are just bushmen for real. I'm not saying that's all of Africa. I'm just saying the fact that there's people living like that and they are happy. It really harps on the fact that that statement that comparison is the thief of all joy is the reason why people even feel remotely any depression because they comparing their life to something. And that's why I say in the end, when you feel hella depression and you want to take yourself away, that's just ego. Your ego's just in the way of you. Your ego's hurt. That you believe like this is just happening to me. When there's someone like, bro, it's crazy too how so many situations we go through in life are about like 90% relatable to another person who went through the same situation. Maybe it just wasn't the exact same thing, but it was so close. It's crazy.
All.
We
Earlier
don't be
I said I
alone.
wasn't.
We don't be alone. So, yeah, I'm in this one on that. I don't want this video to be too long. I want people to watch this and be very receptive. So, thank you for watching. And if you're going through anything mentally, just know you can get through that. You can get through that. It all just starts with what you want to believe in anything. Thanks.